Montana Television Network. Montana This Morning continues on Montana's news leader.
No decision yet on possible military strikes in Syria. I'm Terry Okita in London. Why U.S. officials admit it's a complex issue.
Wintry conditions may be making for a slow commute this morning, but our long snowy winter is turning out to be good for a lot of businesses. How a record winter is helping the local economy is coming up. And it's Friday morning.
It is. Good morning, 6:30 on this Friday morning. Morgan Davies in for Chet and Missy.
Yeah.
And of course,
big shoes to fill and two sets.
You got two sets. You're doing a great job. The real crux of our issues really coming down to winter weather. Temperatures this morning right around the 30-degree mark. That is cold enough that we are seeing some ice on a few of the area roadways. If you're running into problems today and you need a tow truck, the wait is 2 hours in Gallatin County, so keep that in mind. Snow impact, I'm putting it moderate. The ice impact a little higher than that. Slick roads are being reported out across the area. Slush and for Homestake Pass, we also have snow and ice on Bozeman Pass and down Gallatin Canyon. Look for skies to clear by the time you head into the afternoon. Temperatures back into the low 40s for most of the area. We'll talk about the impacts you may have today and into the weekend. That's all coming up in just a couple minutes.
And as Matt just showed us, driving conditions are not great this morning. There is snow and ice, at least in scattered places on roads all across this part of Montana. And that can make for a tricky commute, especially in places where roads turn from wet to icy without much notice. This has become a common theme this winter and spring. And with difficult driving conditions, SG Sergeant Patrick Michael McCarthy of the Montana Highway Patrol says the key is to be prepared.
So really the trick to driving in our spring conditions, especially this year we're having unbelievable different winter, is to be adaptable to changes. Be aware that they're going to happen, be ready for them, don't get surprised by them. The wetter, heavier snow is going to make a lot of slush, and that slush sometimes feels like ruts. And if you're trying to pass or driving in a lot of slush, you need to slow down because that slush kind of grabs onto you and makes it harder to drive.
As we hit mid-April, winter tourism is about to die down in our area, but this season will leave an impact on our local economies. Here's a look at just how big winter tourism was this year. Record snowfall has led to a record ski season here in Big Sky, which has led to a very positive effect on our local economies.
I know that Bozeman for years has been known as more of a seasonal type flights and seasonal type area to come, and we think we've narrowed that gap now. That not only the 5.2 million visitors that come in the summer, our focus has really been on how we populate winter.
The Bozeman Area Chamber of Commerce worked with both Bridger Bowl and Big Sky Resort to promote winter tourism. Big Sky Resort surpassed 500,000 skiers this year.
We've had a ton of people. I think that we're going to continue that momentum into next year.
Another factor that may have played into the increase of tourism is that other ski resorts did not see a lot of snow this year, which Salim believes will also continue the momentum into the 2019 ski season.
One of the things that we've noticed all the way through is that once you've had a chance to be exposed to a new direct flight, a new ski hill, a new way to do something adventure, you're almost hesitant to go back and say, oh, do I dare want to go back there and take a chance that snow's gonna be there.
It's been more than just the ski hills that have felt the bump in tourism too.
We're encouraging you to do all the amenities and try all the different terrains that are here. So this is what's helped build our economy here, and it's been outstanding for our local businesses here in Bozeman, Montana.
Bridger Bowl's final days of skiing will be this weekend, and Big Skies will be on April 22nd. Instead of raising entrance fees at certain national parks from $25 to $70 per vehicle, the Department of the Interior now says those entrance fees will be raised by only $5. Senator Steve Daines says maintaining our national parks is important, but keeping access affordable is as well.
Montana's national parks must remain affordable and accessible for all visitors. It's critical that the National Park Service takes steps to address the maintenance backlog affecting so many of our parks, but making it more costly for American families to visit these public lands won't solve the problem.
The new daily entrance fees will go into effect on June 1st. The Trump administration says no final decision has been made about taking action against Syria. The U.S. and its allies are still contemplating how best to respond after an alleged chemical attack killed at least 42 people in the Syrian town Douma. CBS's Terry Okita has the latest from London.
French fighter jets set off on a training drill as the U.S. and European allies considered whether to strike back at the Syrian regime for a suspected chlorine gas attack that killed dozens of civilians, including children.
Nous avons la preuve que la semaine.
France's president says they have proof Bashar al-Assad's government used chemical weapons. And after an emergency cabinet meeting, British leaders say it's highly likely the regime is responsible for last weekend's attack. Talks are also ongoing at NATO.
We think it is important that those responsible are held accountable.
A team of chemical weapons investigators is expected in Syria tomorrow. U.S. officials say blood samples from medical workers confirm chemical weapons were used, but officials don't know who used them. The Syrian regime, or as the Russians claim, rebels hoping to overthrow the Syrian government.
We will not know from this investigating team that goes in, we will not know who did it. They can only say that they found evidence or did not.
Despite President Trump's warnings of missile strikes, life goes on in the capital of Damascus. 7 years of war have some Syrians numb to threats.
Still have a good life, and we're not worried about this, not a lot.
The worry for the U.S. and its allies is how to stop the killing of innocent people without sparking a global confrontation. Terry Okita, CBS News.
If the chemical weapons investigators make it into Syria tomorrow, it's unclear how their presence there would affect the timing of any allied military action. An environmental group is warning that lead was detected in the water at Bozeman schools. The Environmental Montana Research Policy Center claims that there are dangerous levels of lead, but in fact, water at Bozeman schools has more than 15 times less lead than the minimum standard set by the Federal Environmental Protection Agency. Environmental Montana says the low levels in Bozeman schools, less than 1 part per billion, are dangerous because the group says no lead in drinking water is ever safe. Bozeman Schools says that there's no reason for concern.
We contacted several experts in town, the city folks that deal with water. Like I said, the county health department shared our samples with them and asked that very question, should we be concerned? And we received the message that there's not an issue. You're far below the areas where you might be concerned.
Superintendent Rob Watson says Bozeman Public Schools will continue to test lead levels to make sure they stay low. Water for Bozeman schools comes from the city, and some city lead levels are higher than those found in schools. We'll be talking to the city about that and what is being done to deal with the issue later today. And we'll be back with more Montana This Morning after the break.